Hey guys, it's Amanda and I am back. I am really sorry. I'm sure you all noticed I am not vlogging at my chemo. I went there yesterday completely thinking I would be able to do that, and they told me I wasn't allowed. So I am really sorry. I was really hoping to tell you guys and, document it the whole way and show you every single thing that happens, but at the end of the day, I have to do what they say is okay or not. So, yeah, I'm just gonna kind of do a more thorough walkthrough of what happened yesterday because since I can't vlog in there at all and show you, I'll do the best I can to explain it. But bear with me because I'm sure you can tell I don't look very good, and I'm just not feeling too great right now. So. I'm extremely weak and really tired and nauseous, but that's for a reason I'll tell you later. So, yesterday I went in, got to see the doctor first. Before that, they drew my blood from my port. One of the nurses did and sent that in to be checked. Then I got to see the doctor. He just asked me about my symptoms, how I was feeling altogether. If I was having any unusual symptoms or anything like that. And actually, a few days before my chemo, I started having a sore throat and kind of a stuffy nose, so I was kind of worried about that. But I called the doctor because you're supposed to call with every little thing just so they know. Better safe than sorry. So I did call, and they ended up saying that it was okay. They could still just see me the next day for chemo. So I still had a little bit of a sore throat yesterday, but it wasn't too bad. They looked at that. They looked at my mouth, and they ended up saying that I have thrush. I didn't really know what that was, but it's apparently some kind of infection in your mouth, which happens when you have chemo and or steroids. Either of those can cause that. So I guess it was like a white film on my tongue. So he prescribed me some medication for that, and he felt my lymph nodes again. And again, this was a different doctor because my doctor wasn't there yesterday, but it's his partner. He said he also didn't feel my lymph nodes where they were, and I mean, they were huge over here. So that is a blessing. So I love to hear good news like that. And another piece of good news was we asked him if we could schedule my PET scan. And he said yes, so we scheduled my PET scan for right before that one will be my 5th chemo. So it's actually going to be after my 4th and halfway. It's going to be January 4th. So I'm excited about that, just to know that that's coming, and that will determine whether, the cancer is gone like they were expecting, or if it's partially gone. And if it is partially gone, I'll have to add on some time to my treatment. So I'm nervous, but I just really can't wait to get to the halfway point and to get the PET scan done to see where I'm at. But I'm really hoping, considering they can't feel the nodes anymore, that hopefully it's really, really working and, kicking its butt completely. So after the doctor's appointment, they kind of were still waiting for my blood counts to come back. So I just hung out with my mom in the chemo room. Luckily, I like to go in, I don't know if I've ever explained this before, but I like to be in a personal room, if at all possible. I mean, I don't mind being with other people, but just for my personal opinion, I like to be by myself, like with my family member, if possible. So I did get another personal room. The doctor and the nurse came back and said that my blood counts were low again. So that was not very good news, but apparently I'm just having a hard time getting them up. So I again asked them, I asked like 3 different nurses, is there any possible thing that I can do to bring these counts up? And, like whether I eat more protein or I exercise more, or is there any possible thing I can physically do? And they said no. So I know that it's not me now. I just have to kind of go with the flow and hope that next time they'll be up. But with my kind of cancer, Hodgkin's lymphoma, I guess it's so important for you to get the chemo treatments on time, even if your counts are low or anything like that. it's almost more important to get it on time because you risk that the chemo, wouldn't work completely or wouldn't work the way they want it to. So I got to have my chemo, thank goodness. I was so thankful for that because more than anything, as long as I feel okay, I just want to get through this. I want to keep going at the same rate and do what I'm supposed to do. I don't want to have any huge hiccups along the way. So we went on with chemo, and I'm going to try to explain that a little bit more thoroughly. Basically, in the beginning part, they clean out your port. So what they do is they have some kind of contraption that actually hooks on to here. Like, obviously, it goes in through a needle, but there's some kind of thing that hooks on to here. So you can keep using it all throughout the rest of the day after they stick you. So that's awesome. And then that's connected to like tube, and then that's connected to another tube. But basically they first clean it out, and then you go through all your pre-medications. And actually that takes probably about half of the time of the chemo. So they, do things like saline and then clean it out, but then they start giving you like the anti-nausea medicine that actually lasts for 5 days in your system, and then they give you, this is all in my case, I'm not, by all means an expert in this stuff, but for me, then they give me steroids, and then they give me another anti-nausea medicine. So this all kind of takes a long time because a lot of these ones are on drips, and those take longer than, say, an injection would take. So they clean out and do the pre-medications, and then they kind of prepare you for the actual chemo drugs, which, like I said before, I get A, B, V, D, and forgive me, I could read you those words off of a piece of paper, what they actually are, the long medical term, but I think hopefully some of you are familiar with what ABVD is, but so I usually get the 2 drugs that make me have to eat popsicles or ice first. They say that that's probably better. So those 2 drugs are injections. So they kind of like watch their watch and they inject them in, slowly while they're watching me eating a popsicle. And I'm not 100% sure why that is, besides something to do with those 2 drugs. I have to keep my mouth cold the entire time. So I sometimes end up eating like 4 different popsicles, but it's worth it. So those 2 drugs are given, like I said, through an injection. They just kind of watch and, do it very slowly, however they're supposed to do it. I honestly don't watch that part. I'm, sucking on my popsicle and in my own little world, because I think if I watch it, it might make me feel sick or something, even though the medication isn't making me feel sick. So then there's one other drug that is also done through injection. It's the same kind of thing. They sit there with you, watch their watch, and inject it into your port. So the last drug is the one that takes the longest. It is an hour long because it's on a drip and you're hooked to it. After that, they just kind of clean you out again, take out the injection out of your port, bandage you up, and honestly, that's about it. Then you're pretty much good to go. You set up your appointments for the next time, and that's about it. So on the way home, I just didn't really feel very good. Just mostly weak and tired is all. So I am really sorry that I couldn't bring you guys with me. I was really hoping to do that. It would have been so much better, but I hope that I provide at least a more thorough, introduction to what exactly happens when I go into chemo. So I'm sorry, and I'm really sorry that I probably look terrible because I'm starting to, not feel well, and I'm sorry if I'm not talking correctly because I'm just kind of slow today, all in all. But I wanted to make sure to get you guys a video because I know for the next few days I will be pretty much completely out of it, but I'm just hoping for not so bad of symptoms. I know that's a lot to ask, and I know I'm probably going to have some really bad ones, but for right now, we're hoping for the best. So I just wanted to say thank you guys again for watching my videos, and I really hope that I'm helping someone out there, whether they're just being diagnosed or they are going through it with me. I just hope it helps in some kind of way, and I really appreciate all of your guys' support and love and prayers. It means the world to me, and I know it helps. So I love you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye!